There's some people believe in strength and conditioning as the primary. They think that that's more important than anything.
Right.
Like there's a school of thought like the Marv Marinovich school of thought, which was you already know how to fight, so get in insane shape.
Right.
And so he had guys doing these crazy plyometrics and all this different jumping boxes and stuff.
Right.
And they got, you know who BJ Penn is?
BJ Penn?
BJ Penn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
One of the greatest fighters of all time.
Yes.
And BJ's in his prime. BJ was training with the Marinoviches. So he was just doing these unbelievably brutal cardio workouts every day and almost no martial arts.
Interesting.
And then he would go and have a gas tank that was off the charts.
Right.
When you got a guy who's already as talented as BJ with zero fear of getting tired, he was the GOAT.
Yeah.
There was if there's a fighter that I'd ever want to see, it'd be Khabib Nurmagomedov in his prime versus BJ Penn in those years in the Marinovich years. BJ Penn was a motherfucker, man.
He was
a motherfucker. Woo!
I did have an era actually. My little brothers are much more into UFC shit, but the PENN era, I was in there a little bit. Like we'd go to Buffalo Wild Wings at White Marsh Mall, me and my brothers, and we would watch UFC shit. But that's the last, that's my last, frame of reference. Like I don't catch up with it. I'm not with it as much anymore. But
BJ Penn was so unusual that he won the 155-pound title, he won the 170-pound title, and he fought heavyweight. He fought
wild.
Lyoto Machida as a heavyweight.
that is fucking insane,
bro.
Off the plyometrics,
gangster.
Yeah, you think
He's
he
just
could take
gangster. He fought when he fought Lyoto. He wasn't even doing that stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing that. Was pre-prime BJ.
Yeah,
that was when he would just fucking train.
Yeah,
and he just ate. He's like, fuck it, I'll fight anybody. and Lyoto Machida was like a UFC light heavyweight champion at one point in time.
Yeah.
This is before the UFC, but Lyoto was still a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
BJ fought him at heavyweight.
I do love
bonkers.
that. I love when a guy at the end of, towards the end, just kind of gets a little fat, doesn't give a fuck. That's the coolest.
That makes me sad.
I love it, dude.
That makes me sad because
Tony Gwynn, fat as shit, still fucking never striking out. It was awesome.
That's different.
Yeah.
Baseball is different.
I
Than
guess
fighting.
you're right. Than combat sports.
Yeah, combat sports. When guys don't want to do it anymore, they got to stop.
Yeah.
Because there's a 1 foot in, 1 foot out thing that happens.
And you just get your shit.
And then
rocked.
some young guy comes up or young gal comes up and he or she fucks you up.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes. These kids that are coming up, they are fucking unburdened by life.
Yeah.
They've only been alive for 22 years.
Yeah.
They have fucking unbelievable bodies that recover quickly.
Right.
And if they train well, and also they grow up learning it on television and watching it on YouTube. They're seeing martial arts from the time they're little kids. So all these techniques, so they're practicing when they're fucking around with their friends.
And there's nothing cooler than dethroning a legend either.
Nothing cool.
So they're coming at you with everything.
Yeah,
And
everybody wants to be Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was 20 years old. He wins the heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, whoa,
Fully.
What the fuck?
No one wants to be Mike Tyson getting knocked out.
No one wants to be Tyson when he retired.
But I think it was 90. Was it
career.
February 11th, 1990? Because it was a year after I was born. Or it was when he...
When he lost to Buster Douglas?
Yes, the Buster Douglas fight.
But even after the Buster Douglas fight, he was still Mike Tyson. People were still terrified of him.
He was just like a little resting on his laurels,
Well,
fucking the maid. That's the best story of all
He was
time.
out of control. I mean, he'll tell you what he was doing. I mean, he was out of fucking control.
Yeah.
He fought on drugs. He fought sick. He was sick. Like he had, when he knocked out Michael Spinks, he had some sort of venereal disease. No bullshit. Dude, Mike Tyson in that era,
dick leaking.
It's
just fucking throwing haymakers.
You gotta think like part of the reason why he was so good was because he was so wild. But also, if he wasn't, if he just maximized his insane potential and was like a Marvin Hagler type guy,
right?
Who just did nothing but train and trained in solitude, and he had only had his eyes on the prize, only had his eyes on beating the best in the world.
I just don't think
some
guys are
person.
wired. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's like, and you lose that essence. I think fully. It's like
maybe
he's one or the other. I know what you mean. It's nice to think about it as like a video game, and it's like just run him through he's your creative character, and it's like, but the same guy who had that kind of power, he needed to fucking ask the housekeeper to suck him off. You know what I mean? Like when they kept. That's my favorite story about when they were like, "You can't go out, Mike. You got it," and he just fucked the maids, and it was just like that's who he fucking was. And it's like, yeah, that's the guy he's gonna fight with gonorrhea.
Yes,
and he's still gonna knock you out.
Yeah, in one round.
Yeah,
knocks out Michael Spinks, who's the all-time great light heavyweight,
fully,
who had just beat Larry Holmes. Yeah, Tyson and that's what everybody wants to be. You want to be that young, upsurging phenom. Like BJ was when BJ was in his youth, too. It was the same kind of thing. When he was coming through the ranks, he was this young upstart.
But I mean, that's what you want because that zenith is so high, like that moment when you're fucking taking it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't know, man. Wouldn't you rather just have what would you rather, the glory, and then the fall, or would you want to just get the glory and maintain is probably the best thing, right? That's what you want to be.
Yeah.
But if you had to choose one or the other, I'm really into I'm reading the Iliad. I'm really into the Trojan War shit right now, and it's like Achilles had that thing where they were like, you have two options. You can be a short life, but you're the most fucking big dick warrior of all time. Everyone will be scared of you. You'll go down in the history books forever. Or a long life, no one's ever heard of you. You're happy. You have kids, and he obviously chooses that. He chooses like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go fuck some shit up. and then he's the fucking man. He's so cool. But then in the Odyssey, Odysseus has to go to like Hades, and he finds Achilles, and he's like, I fucked up, dude. This fucking sucks. I hate being dead. I wish I was fucking a grandfather. I wish I was back in the village. And it's just like, you want that thing, but you never, I don't know, man. It's sometimes you just think, like, I'm thinking about that now with comedy, where it's like, fuck, dude, this is cool. I'm getting the fucking, my special went well. I'm getting to sell some tickets, but I'm on the road constantly. It's what I dreamed of when I was 19. And I'm like, damn, I'm just kind of...
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I'm getting fat as shit. It's hard to stay healthy. I'm tired all the time. Which, again, I'm not complaining. This is my dream. But it's like, there's got to be a balance between, like, fucking selling out everything to get the thing. Because then shit comes after that.
Right.
And there's so many stories of people that get what they want. And I mean, Tyson is a pretty good example where it's like, he was still Mike Tyson, but he never reached those heights, and it completely fucked his personal life up, obviously. And so that's the thing where it's like, you got to think, like, there's got to be a balance between
the thing about combat sports, though, that is really fascinating to me is I think it ignites in us that same weird instinct to conquer, but it does so in like an agreed upon manner instead of doing so through war.
Right.
It's like a great way to avoid war.
For sure.
Because like how many of these guys who would be dominant MMA fighters, if they were living 500-600 years ago, they would be dominant warriors.
Right.
Like almost all of them.